Hey guys, it's Alicia. Today's recipe is a viewer request recipe, and that is for a lightened up copycat version of Chuy's jalapeno dip. Now this is one I'm not familiar with myself. In fact, I'm not familiar with the restaurant itself. So I'd never heard of this one before, but one of my viewers sent me a recipe for this dip and asked me if I could lighten it up. I did a little looking around to see what I could find for copycat versions of this other than what he gave me. And from what I was seeing, looks like a really good dip. So I'm excited to make this. And again, as I always say, I love it when you guys request things from me because a lot of times it's something I wouldn't have thought of myself, or in this case, something I've never even heard of. So I'm excited to try this out. And what I'm going to be doing is taking the recipe that he sent me and then also just some kind of combining some other ones that I saw online and kind of coming up with my own version of it. And hopefully it tastes close to the original. But thank you to William for sending this to me. Like I said, I'm excited to try this out. So let's jump into the ingredients real quick. So first off, I will show you how I'm going to make the buttermilk for this. I'm going to be adding a little bit of buttermilk to this, and I like to make my own because it's something that I don't ever have on hand, and it's really easy to do. All you do is you add either a tablespoon of lemon juice, which is what I've got here, or a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar to a cup of milk, stir it together, let it sit for about 5 minutes, and you've got buttermilk. So for this recipe, I'm going to be making up a half a cup of buttermilk. So I'm going to be using a half cup of this unsweetened almond milk and then a half tablespoon of lemon juice. So for the rest of the dip, you're going to need a cup of non-fat plain Greek yogurt, 2/3 cup of a light mayo. I'm using this Hellmann's. I've got 2 tablespoons of lime juice here. And then I'm going to be using a 1/3 cup avocado. Here I've got a packed half cup of cilantro. And then I'm going to be using a half cup of pickled jalapenos and just a little bit of this juice as well. You're going to need a 1 ounce package of ranch dip. I'm using just this Kroger stuff. And this is only 2 points for this whole pack. So not too bad point wise. In fact, the only things that have points in this are the ranch pack at 2, the mayo at 15, and then the avocado is 2. Everything else does not carry points. So finally, I'm going to be adding a little bit of granulated garlic, and that is everything that I'm going to be using. First off, I'm going to get my buttermilk made up. So I've got my half cup of that almond milk, and to that I'm going to just add a half of a tablespoon of lemon juice. And again, you can use apple cider vinegar, whatever you have on hand. I'm going to add that in and just mix that together really well. And then I'm gonna let this sit for about 5 minutes. Okay, so I've got my food processor here. You could do this in a blender, probably a NutriBullet too. I think it would fit in there, but I'm gonna just do it in my food processor. So first off, I'm gonna add in my half cup pickled jalapenos. And then I'm gonna add in about a tablespoon of that juice, just for a little extra flavor. And then my cilantro. And then I'm gonna just blend that up really well. I've got that blended up fairly well. So now I'm gonna add in my remaining ingredients. My lime juice, 2/3 cup mayo, 1/3 cup avocado, 1/4 teaspoon granulated garlic, and then finally my ranch packet. And then I'm gonna just mix that until it's well combined. That's how that is looking. I'll show you the consistency of it right now. It's fairly thick. So that is why I'm gonna be adding some buttermilk in. I'm gonna start with a 1/4 cup and see how that looks. But basically, you're just gonna wanna put as much of this buttermilk in until you reach the desired consistency. If you want it really thick like that, you don't even need the buttermilk at all. But that's a little too thick, I think. So we'll go ahead and blend that. All right, here's how we're looking now with a 1/4 cup of that buttermilk. And that is as much as I'm gonna put in because I kind of like that consistency. So now I'm gonna remove this and put it into a airtight container. Got this in a bowl here. I'm gonna put a lid on this, and then I'm gonna refrigerate this overnight so all those flavors can kind of marry together, and then we will give it a taste test. All right, so I let this sit overnight, and it's actually been a full 24 hours basically that's been in the fridge. Topped it with a couple more of those jalapenos that are in it, and we're gonna have this with some pretzel crisps. You want to grab that bag so we can show them what they are specifically. These are 3 points a serving. These are so good. If you haven't tried these,
really good.
They're delicious. The Snack Factory pretzel crisps, original. There's the nutritional info on them. But again, 3 points a serving, which is an ounce or 28 grams. So we're gonna have this with that, and then if you want a 0 point option to have them with, got some veggies here, which I think would be good with this as well. So you go ahead and try it. Or here, I'll just put us on the tripod and we'll both try it. I'm a little scared, to be completely honest. All right, we'll both give this a try.
What do you want to try it with?
I'm gonna try it with a veggie. I'm gonna keep it. Oh, I didn't see what the points were on this. I was talking about what we're serving it with point-wise. But this, it makes just about 2 3/4 cup total, which is 22 2 tablespoon servings. That got really complicated. But 22 2 tablespoon servings for a point a serving. And I'll have all this info down below if that was really confusing, which I just confused myself saying it. 1 point a serving. We'll go ahead and give it a try. It looks like it thinned out from yesterday, didn't it?
But see, if you look at that, 2 tablespoons will go a long way.
Yeah, that's true.
So you're getting kind of a...
Woo!
The ranch is the first thing you get.
Yeah.
And then the heat.
And then you get hit in the throat with it.
Yeah. It's got some zing to it.
Wow. So, when I was making this, I was a little nervous, to be honest, because I'm not big into spice or heat like you are.
How can you say that, baby?
Because I'm into you? I don't know, but that's got some kick. So if you are not, if you don't like spicy, I gotta try that again, but if you don't like spicy stuff, probably not for you. But what you could do is cut way back on the jalapenos. I used a 1/2 cup. You could do considerably less. You don't need to add the juice because I added juice in there too. Just a couple, about a tablespoon or so. But that's definitely got some kick to it. It's good though. What do you think?
That would be a good salad dressing.
Yeah. Good salad dressing.
I like it.
I really like it. It's just, wow. It gets me right. That gets me a little bit. But very good flavor. And again, I've never had this before. I've never even heard of this restaurant. But if any of you have and any of you try this, let me know what you think if it comes even close. It's really good. And yeah, I think it makes a great dip. It'd be a great salad dressing, especially now that it's thinned out a little bit. You're gonna go for that jalapeno on there too? Yeah, no thank you. Now that's a little thinner. It would be great for dressing, but it works as a dip as well. Yeah, that's really good. Well, thank you to William for sending me this idea, this recipe. I think we're gonna enjoy this one.
Yeah, don't mind me.
Him probably a little more than me just because of how hot it is. If I was to make this for myself, like I said, I would definitely use less jalapenos, but it's got a wonderful flavor. You taste the cilantro in there and yeah.
Yeah, it's not just ranch with jalapeno in it.
It's not just ranch with jalapeno. It's got some multi-level flavors going on there. I think I can taste slightly the avocado that I added in there too. Can you taste it? Yeah, you're chewing. Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
For sure. It's like I don't know if I want to eat it or not. I mean, it tastes really good, but it's hot. Ooh. All right, guys, thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next one.